Good morning from London, where there are 3 ducklings sitting in a row, waiting to go to Lalande. We'll be there any minute now. Goodbye, London. Lalande, here we come. We have made it back. And it's good to be with you, Pavlina, coming back with you.
I can't believe it. It's like I've never left. It's like so familiar. Or maybe like I left for a week or so.
It's Hotel California, Pavlina.
Oh God, yeah.
You can check it.
Exactly. I love this song, by the way. And now I understand why. If I leave, I'm gonna leave soulless.
We're wrapping your soul up in the stones of Lalande. Oh, someone else is happy to see you. Yeah.
How are you?
Hi. Yeah.
Try to piece.
I
Do you remember me, huh?
Do you want to see the most exciting thing that's happened whilst we were away? Some of the scaffolding has started to come down on the chapel. Isn't it absolutely glorious? I can't believe how clean this side is. They've completely finished the cleaning here and the repointing. So now they're just moving on around the chapel. But this is the first time we're seeing the results of the external restoration. And it is far more splendid than I had ever imagined when we started. But I didn't think it would look as though it had been built last week. And I know for some people actually this will look a little bit too new, but I love it. I want it taken back the way it was when it was first built, and now it can start to age all over again. And in my 90s, I'll have the dubious joy of looking out of the window of the chateau and saying, I think that chapel needs cleaning again. But in the meantime, it is magnificent. Let's go inside and see if anything's changed in there too. Oh my goodness, yes. There is another painted bay, and I can see a lot more chalk marks as they're marking exactly where each bit of the pattern should go. Oh, let's go and get a closer look. I can't believe how wonderful it's looking. And I can see that they must have used a laser to take these lines all the way around the chapel, because clearly here they're preparing for continuing all the way around. And can you imagine what it's going to look like when all of this is covered in those seemingly simple patterns, which when put together give a surprisingly rich, complex result. Actually, the wall of the main painting of the Death of St. Joseph also looks as though it's had quite a bit of work done to it whilst I've been gone. The patterning around the outside has been stabilised and obviously going to fill in the missing areas. And a lot of the missing areas of paint have been filled in. I can see that this is still a work in progress. But what a transformation. I can't interview the restorers today because they've gone home for the weekend already. But obviously next week I'll come in and chat to them all about what's been happening here. But what a difference a couple of days in London have made. There's still a little bit of work to do to the statues at the front. The angel on the left has a damaged hand, and both of the angels are waiting for their metal lances to be returned. But just above St. Joseph, you can see there is a terracotta floret just in front of the rose window. And there are 2 more of those, one on each side of the chapel at the top. And they've also been restored by the paint restorers because they were terracotta, and the stonemasons don't work with terracotta. So they've just put those back in place as well. It is so uplifting to see the scaffolding start to disappear from the building. Feels as though we're really getting there. Well, whilst we're out here, let's go and see how the English garden is getting on. I can't get over the transformation of the flowers in this bed. I can't believe these flowers. I mean, I planted them. I had no idea they were going to look like that.
Quite small, I think.
Yeah, absolutely minuscule. I had absolutely no idea. Or maybe
I like the colour very much.
Bulbs, I'm not sure. It's looking wonderful. Look, the way it's changing so quickly now. I can't wait till we can do the rest of this garden. The problem is we wanted to put the fountain into this area, but then we realised that the chapel costs were going up so much that we can't do it until the chapel's finished. And that's going to be a few more months. So hopefully this winter we might be able to put all of the pipe work over here. But this hedge only went in last year, and it's actually doing pretty well for its first year.
There's some more plants to go in, by the way.
Oh, good. And the hedge that was put in 2-3 years ago is looking better and better every year. I love the way there's little fronds coming into the opening. It makes it more romantic. So you're pushing your way into a lost secret garden. And now over to the wall garden. I just run around whenever I get back like this, wanting to see everything that's happened whilst I was gone. How's everything been in my absence, Sif? Good? Been looking after the place okay, Hansel? Being a little silent today. I love the lupins. Makes me so happy whenever I see them. And they're pretty magnificent this year. They're springing up all over the place. Well, now we know what the Lalande honey's being made of. These alliums, specifically the white ones, have attracted so many bees. They're absolutely covered in them, though they seem to be having a whale of a time with almost all the flowers here. And this flower is taller than I am. I had no idea that these would be so spectacular. And in fact, that's one of the things I love most about Davy's scheme. It's incredibly sculptural. The flowers are all statuesque and unusual. It makes the space feel quite grand, almost imposing for quite a small gazebo. This is very exciting. Kirsty is also back. She's been away for a few weeks, actually. That's why you haven't been seeing her on the vlogs. And she's here starting work on the new chicken coop. So you and Jamie are starting on the huge chicken house.
Yes. Yeah.
Chicken 2.0. Poor chickens.
Fort Knox.
Yeah, it will
Yeah.
be. And then it's going to be within a fox-proof run, isn't
So,
it?
yeah, my plan is to have, well, the plan is to have a run going this way, incorporating
Yes.
the tree. So we'd need like a net over the top.
Yeah.
It will be their permanent area for when there's nobody around.
Yes,
in the event of no one being around. And then while we're here during the day, the chickens can come out, they can come in. And then in the morning, they will only have access to the safe run rather than being straight out. So that they'll be a lot happier, a lot safer, and there's peace of mind knowing that they're away.
And of
And they
course,
sort of
they can
freedom.
come out when there are people in the garden. It happened when there was no one in the
Yes.
garden. The fox isn't going to arrive in the middle of the day with someone here.
No, the fox has probably been on stakeout waiting for us to turn our backs. That's the sad thing. But nothing's going to get through 25 centimetres of solid block. So.
Yeah, this
Not
is
even when
means
you get
business.
through it. So yeah,
Well, it's coming on beautifully.
thank you. I'm looking forward to completion. So.
Obviously, I'm looking forward to the interior design. That's the bit that Philip and I can really get stuck in.
Yeah.
Good seeing you. See you soon. Bye. I see what you mean about the little notes that you're receiving.
No, it's a nice note. This is a good note.
It's so cute. So these ones are going up and I'm sure others will be coming down. Do you think the same thing as me, Philip? Because I saw the address on it and it comes from Vivian.
I think it might be an
I
invitation.
think it's an invitation.
An official
And
invitation.
trust Vivian and Simon. It is stunning. Hear ye, hear ye. It is with great joy that we are soon to bear witness to the noble nuptials of Lady Sarah Phillips to Lord Stephen Cole in the French land of Saint-Germain-des-Prés. But alas, as the great fairy tales tell us, before any commitment so great, our betrothed must pass one final ritual test. The bachelor/bachelorette party. So we implore you, noble chatelaines, to join us in this faux weekend of mildly debauched revelry and spa experiences at the Chateau de la Croix-Boisée. Will the love of Lady Sarah and Lord Stephen survive these trials a mere week before their wedding? What happens at a chateau stays at a chateau. This is so exciting. And this is a faux weekend because it's going to be midweek next week. So I, of course, will be taking all of you with us. We are going to the bachelor/bachelorette party of the year, if not of the decade, at the Chateau de la Croix-Boisée. It's only a very little present.
What's that?
Ta-da!
Ooh.
I'm not
Harry.
expecting you to collect firewood, so that's a clue. It's not going to be for firewood.
Oh, for flowers?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool. It's got this whole, it looks like a cannelloni.
Yeah, exactly. It's absolutely just huge for you to put flat flowers in it.
Actually, I've been thinking my baskets are just too small. So this is amazing. I love that. Wow. Oh my God. It's
So,
huge.
oh, and you go like the,
And then you can tie it together as well. It's all the sides.
Oh gosh, well, I don't have to go so many times because I always go so many times to come in and out.
So
and
you have
then
it like that, or you can fold it like
This
fold the
is so
corner.
If you want to, but I would just have it flat like that, I think.
so made in Norfolk. I love Norfolk.
Exactly.
Nice, thank you so much.
A pleasure.
That's so cute.
There's a, oh, I've got pineapple in my burger.
Oh,
I have.
I don't, and I actually like pineapple with meat.
Do you want my pineapple? I don't mind it. There's big pineapple confusion. Pavlina, have my pineapple.
No, I can't take your pineapple.
You can. Honestly, I haven't touched my pineapple. I would be so happy to give you my pineapple.
Pineapples.
Take it, Dominic, take it.
Grant, thank you. It's pretty amazing to come back to this.
Normally, with your bacon, egg, beetroot, just beetroot.
Beetroot is raw. No, just no.
Who has beetroot?
Nobody.
I
No.
would try that.
I prefer beetroot and not pineapple, I would.
It's so good to be home, but I'm exhausted. So I've snuck up before the others. Philip's downstairs playing Rummy Cub with Pavlina. How I remember the Rummy Cub days. There was a moment in the chateau where Pavlina and Maria were obsessed with Rummy Cub, and it was going on most nights. So I think tomorrow night I might go and join them. But tonight I'm all tucked up. I've just finished editing the vlog of the Chelsea Flower Show. I'm going to put that out on my other channel, Stephanie's Grand Tour of Europe. And in fact, if you're watching this in the premiere, I will link this premiere straight to that premiere. So you can stay in the premiere and watch both videos. And I'll give you all a little taste of what's there because we were so lucky this year. Andy had arranged the most extraordinary interviews for me on many of the gardens. So aside from just talking to the designers, I've also spoken to a constructor about what it's like to build one of these gardens in such a short period of time. But of course, we chatted to the designers too. And this first little clip I'm going to show you is a tiny section taken from my interview of Holly Johnston, who designed the Bridgerton garden. And I knew you'd all be dying to see that one.
So the inspiration is all around this one character, which I'm sure you'll know is Penelope Featherington, and it's her journey from essentially a wallflower into the spotlight. So she's a complex character, right? She's not straightforward, and I wanted it to show the messiness of the human experience, but the beauty of it as well. We actually installed, oh my goodness, real props from Bridgerton, and I kind of imagined Penelope sitting here sharpening her quill and writing the secrets of the Ton.
That was definitely one of my favourite gardens. And if you watch the video tonight, you'll also see me interview Sonja Kaltschmidt, who designed the Sanctuary Garden, which was one of the container gardens. And that was another glorious one and totally different, very small, a lovely little retreat from the world. But it's so hard to choose favourites because they were all wonderful. And another great moment is that I got to meet Andy Jasper, who's the head of all gardens and parkland for the National Trust. And he is the most charming, passionate man. So I'll give you a little glimpse of that interview now.
I do think sometimes I've got one of the best jobs in the world, but I love your job too. I think that must be one of the best.
Lucky. But I have to say, you are bringing so much pleasure to so many people all around the world, not just in Britain, but those who come to visit the National Trust gardens. And where would those gardens be if it wasn't for the National Trust?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we do look after over 500 years of horticultural heritage. And if you think of it, it's like from those huge design landscapes like Stowe or Stourhead or, you know, those sorts of places, all the way down to these beautiful sort of arts and crafts, sort of very intimate spaces like Sissinghurst or Hinton Ampner or Hidcote.
Do you have a favourite?
Oh God, I don't think we were actually allowed to. Nobody's actually told me if I'm allowed to do that. But I do. I mean, I love Sissinghurst. It's one of my all-time favourite gardens. But there's another garden in the far southwest of England called Glendurgan. Do you know it?
No,
So
I haven't heard of it.
It's right down in Cornwall on the Helford River, and it's this beautiful sort of Cornish valley garden. So if you imagine plant collectors would have gone around the world and put these plants in a warm valley, sort of hunkered in. Oh, it's just amazing. It's also the place where we've got the oldest maze in our collection, and it's about 200 years old, this beautiful maze. It looks quite contemporary when you see it today, but oh my God, it's absolutely beautiful.
I think we're going to be going to Cornwall soon. I can see both of them like, yeah.
Oh
no,
God,
no,
I will
we're going to
literally give
Cornwall.
you a list. I mean, there's so many gardens in Cornwall. It's so lovely.
Absolutely, yeah, we will do that.
If you'd like to see the video and you're not watching in the premiere, I'll put a link to it at the end of this video. It's on Stephanie's Grand Tour of Europe. And now I'm going to snuggle up and go to sleep, and I'll chat to you all again on Sunday. Until then, we have some serious napping to do.